So we've heard about things such as speed and velocity, but what is the difference? Well, they're basically the same thing. They're very similar. Speed has a symbol of v, and velocity has a symbol of v with an arrow over top of it. What's the difference? They have an equation to find them. Speed, as we discovered earlier, is the change in distance over the change in time. Velocity is the change in displacement over the change in time. So the difference really is this arrow. And what that arrow relates to is the difference between scalars and vectors. So imagine that you borrowed your parents' car and you went for a drive and you came home, and on the speedometer or the odometer, it says that you traveled 50 kilometers. That is a scale. Now, it didn't tell your parents which direction you went. You didn't go north, south, east, or west. You just said that we traveled a distance of 50 kilometers. So we have a distance of 50 kilometers. Okay. And that's very different than if you had have said, guess what? We traveled 50 kilometers north. And once you give it this direction, now what we're talking about is a displacement. And this is a vector. Okay? This is a vector. And that's the key difference here. When you give it a direction, it's a vector. And when you don't give it a direction, it is a scalar. They are. So when I look at this, I see meters per second. So this is going to be either speed or velocity. This one here, 12 meters per second. Same thing, meters per second tells us it's a velocity. But this one says that it's going up. And when it's up, we're going to put this arrow on it. And the arrow tells us that this is a vector. So this is velocity. And this one is speed. Once again, they're very similar with the change in distance over the change in time, but this one has a direction to it. Likewise, over here, I see 1.2 meters to the left. That is a displacement. And the symbol D with an arrow over it. And 3 steps, but it doesn't tell me if I'm stepping upstairs, downstairs, or to the left or to the right. This is simply a distance and has a symbol of D. So once again, the arrow over top tells me that these are vectors. Direction is the key word.